Now, I made up a system of equations here, which is rather unconventional. We've certainly got one term that looks familiar here, but the other term I've actually made a product of the two variables. Now, I've made this one very simple, and we can actually probably do this one by inspection. I'm sure if I give you a few minutes to look at this, or a few seconds, you could probably figure out 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 plus 4 is 7. Now, it's quite possible there's a second solution to this, which might not be quite so obvious to figure out. So, I'm also concerned with the method here for questions that are more difficult. So let's look what we can actually do with this. Well, it's certainly not as easy to eliminate this time, with this being multiplication, but we can rearrange this equation and then use substitution. So if I solve for one of the variables, and it doesn't really matter which one at this stage, they're both just x and they're just y, so it's not like one's more difficult than the other one. Then we can use substitution. So wherever I see y in this equation, I'm going to substitute in 7 minus x. So x times by 7 minus x equals 12. Now once we've got that equation, this is just in one variable now, so we should be able to use our algebra skills to figure out what the solution to this is. So if I distribute here, this is going to be negative x squared equals 12. Now as I've got a quadratic, what I want to do is set this equal to 0. So I'm going to bring my 12 across to this side, and I'm also going to rewrite this as well. So using my commutative rule, I change the order that I'm adding these terms together. Now when it comes to factorising, it's much easier to do this if this is positive x squared. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to times everything by negative 1. And this should make our question much easier to do now. And we can see straight away it's the answer we already discussed really. It's going to be 3 and 4. And the signs for this are both going to be subtract. And we should check by using FOIL, multiply back, to check that we do indeed get this. So our solution now is going to be x equals 3 and x equals 4. Now there's also what we have to do is we have to plug this back into the one of these equations to check to find out what the other value is. So one possibility is when we plug 3 into here, then 3 times 1 gives us 12, so that would be 4. And for our other answer, if we plug 4 into here, 4 times what gives us 12, then that would be 3. So actually 3 and 4 might have been obvious. It's quite possible we could have missed 4 and 3, but obviously 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3, and 3 plus 4 is the same as 4 times 3 as well. If you want to be doubly sure, substitute into the second equation as well, just to make sure that you do get a true statement, and that will confirm that you definitely have the right answer.